Now, this is Big Tone coming from my show. Let's talk with Big Tone. Today we got a lot of topics we're gonna talk about. Today we got who we got standing to my left right here.
What's up? It's Big Chris.
Right, right. And who we got over here?
What'd you say? Just Jalen.
That's right, Jalen Scott. Today I want to start talking about the draft. How do y'all feel about the NFL draft and what's going on? Tim Ward was the first pick, the first quarterback off the board. They got Shador Sanders is still up there. What do you think is going to happen with him?
So I was actually surprised Shador dropped so far back
Right.
because there was a couple teams. I think either the Saints or there's a couple teams that I thought would pick him up, but I did just get a notification. I think he just got drafted just now, actually,
Right.
To Vegas.
Oh, that's good. That might be a good fit
That's a good fit
for
Vegas.
Shador. I know a lot of people were hesitant to pick him up because they said the Dion effect, he was going to be there, and like I said, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with Dion being a dad to his sons.
Yeah.
He ushered them right into the NFL. So him being a dad to his kids and being hands on, I like that. As a black father, I like a hands on dad. I think we need to see more. I don't think that Dion is going to come in and try to control the whole organization. The Raiders, when I think about him going to the Raiders might be a real good fit for him.
Feels like a good fit.
You
He's kind of like a Showtime guy in a Showtime city. I do think though, like I agree. I think it's good that you got like a good strong father figure and there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't think I don't think it's normal to have someone like a Deion Sanders, you know, on a team with a father figure that strong because he is a presence. Like I don't any I'm sure there are other players that have kids in the league, but we don't even know who they are. They don't have a presence. So I think it's different. It's definitely like a different look.
we was me and my one of my boys was talking about we talked about the Mannings, Eli
Mm.
and you know Peyton. We didn't really see they didn't see his dad, but I'm pretty sure his dad was hands on with his kids and trying to guide them through um the ins and outs of the NFL. I don't think that there was like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with him being a hands-on dad. Um,
Yes, it's nothing wrong. I think it's good that he's in their life the way that he
right,
is. I don't know if it's just the fame part of it and just how outspoken he is, and I don't know if an organization wants like the dad to be
His
that
opinion playing a
influential.
role.
Yeah, yeah, that
right.
influential into their. I don't know why teams would not want to draft Shador because of his dad, but who knows? They might have a
Do you
separate agenda.
do you think there's any other reason why you wouldn't draft a Shador Sanders?
I was looking at him. His feet are good, but he doesn't have the powerful arm like you would want. But I mean, you don't got to have a guy throwing 70 yards. You know,
Nah.
No, I think it's interesting. This is the first time we're seeing people get drafted in this NIL about his signing bonus. His dad's rich. He's already rich. So I think it changed. I think that changes. Is this guy? Is he really committed to my organization? I know he's a baller, but we're going here now.
right.
So I don't know. It's definitely something I would think about as a coach. I think he's one of the most talented players in the draft, but I do think he's a risk because of that. Not because he's not skilled, but I just think this is a new thing. You got these guys with multi-million-dollar contracts in college
Right.
that are entitled to the
Yeah,
world.
I mean, he goes to a good organization, he'll be fine. Like I think in my opinion, he's one of those players that has the confidence and like the mindset to be the leader of an organization.
Right.
Just because, I mean,
Mhm.
shoot, his dad,
Right.
like
Right.
his dad is a leader in itself,
Right.
and so I think learning from Dion, and just seeing what I've saw from Shador, I think he's gonna be fine and he'll be a good leader.
I like to
Yeah.
add something, and also learning from Tom Brady. You
Mm.
know, Tom Brady
Is a
been
part
had
of
him
the
under his wing and
Oh, that's
been
right.
training
in
with him.
Oakland,
Yeah,
or not
they
Oakland.
they were.
They've been working for years together.
That's true.
As
I
a
forgot
matter of
about
fact,
that.
I heard
Yeah.
Tom Brady yesterday. I forgot about this. Tom Brady said something about he didn't know why Shador wasn't picked up, and he said that it's people are going to be mad when Shador really gets out there because he
Starts
got
balling.
something, because when he starts playing and
He gonna have
everything.
that chip on his shoulder,
Yeah.
and then Brady done showed him a lot of things. And then what I was looking at reading some his accuracy,
Right.
Mm.
his accuracy. He didn't threw the best. He done had the best accuracy in his division ever in NCAA football.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
That's say a lot, 71%.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
No one
That's-
ever did that.
That's correct.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
So he ain't
especially-
got to throw it that far, long as he could
Right.
get
Right.
it there.
Yeah,
accurate.
Like I said, I've
Yeah.
never questioned. I think he's one of the most talented players in the draft. I think it's just interesting. Like, you got to try to get into the mind of some of these coaches. Why aren't they taking him? Like,
Right.
really, why aren't you?
Right.
He should have been taken.
He should listen. If I felt like we was talking about the NIL deals, I felt like if he didn't get picked up in the second round, I felt like he was going to say, "I'm going back to college." And I don't know if you could. I don't know if you're able to do that. But it's just like you said.
I think that'd be a terrible move.
If he
Because after I
he
saw
was
a
making
video,
millions in college.
I saw a
He
video
was.
after the first round. He was like, "Hey, it is what it is. We're gonna whatever organization we go to,
Right.
we're gonna do well." So like him not getting picked up in the first round, I'm sure that it was a disappointment, but I don't think he's gonna say screw the NFL and
Right.
and go back to college. But I was mostly surprised because at 25, the Giants were picking.
Right.
And they picked a quarterback. They picked Jackson.
I was just trying to
Darts.
look.
See, and that's
I
what
was trying to
Jackson
look
Dart.
who
I'm
was
like,
available.
what?
that's what they did.
But-
They picked another quarterback
But you gotta
before him.
you gotta think of organizations. Do you think the Giants are drafting Shador Sanders?
Who?
Who, Jackson Dart?
No.
Saints.
That was what they projected him to go
Yeah,
to.
no, the
He
Saints.
probably just went, like he said. If
Saints
he,
went got a tackle.
if
Yeah,
if
they got.
Yeah.
they heard
Saints
that
got
it was
Will
it was
Will
crazy
Johnson
because
from Michigan. Or no, this is projection.
he didn't even go the first round, and people were talking about like, what is
Mhm.
this? You know what I'm saying? He don't go in the first round. Something's got to be got to be up. Like
I'm all messed up. When I was looking at, I was in the cigar line. I
Right.
looked at the TV for a minute, and it said,
nah,
"No, matter of fact, I saw something online last night. And I thought somebody on TikTok
No.
said he went
Yeah.
number 9 to
didn't
the Saints."
didn't go number 9.
Probably
I think,
they were like projecting that.
Oh,
and
okay.
They thought like that would have been
number 9.
number
Saints.
9. The Saints got Kevin Banks.
Kelvin Banks out of
as a
Texas.
tackle.
Yeah.
I do think this will be good for Shador though.
He's going to
If he has the right mind, now it's a chip on my shoulder. That's
Yeah.
good.
Right.
You know? That's what I think he's had forever. Oh, you play for HBC, you're not that good. Oh, you
Right.
play for Colorado, you're not that good. You're just the coach's son. Oh, you got drafted in the 3rd round.
Right.
I think it's good. I think
Yeah.
it'll be good for him, honestly.
Yeah.
Third round.
No, second.
second,
Well,
third,
second
yeah.
round. Second round. Yeah, yeah. Hey, listen. Because he is rich already, it's not going to matter. But getting picked in the first round and the second round is different because you got guaranteed money. All those people in the first round is that's their first pick of the whole
Right.
draft. So most of them are coming out saying, "We're giving you guaranteed money."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got this money. When you get in the second round, I'm sure there's got some incentives about where you was picked up, but that cost him some millions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cost him a little bit of
Yeah.
money.
That
I think he at this point he probably just wants to go to a good organization.
I think
Like you
Vegas was
said.
a great pick. If,
I think Vegas is
if
a
Vegas
great
got them
Well-
and Genty,
well,
is that what
it's-
you saw?
No, I
Oh.
the draft is starting
Vegas.
now.
Raiders.
The second round is starting now, so they haven't picked yet. So he
Oh,
still
okay.
hasn't gotten picked. Draft
man.
So,
you talking about Shador still ain't got it.
That's
yeah, no,
crazy.
the second round is starting, I think, now.
Listen, before the draft started, they said there was a 5% chance that he would make it to number 5 in the draft.
Wow.
There was
So-
a 5% chance that he'd still be there at number 5
It's
for the
interesting
Giants.
that everyone was projecting his wide receiver, what's his name?
Travis
Travis
Hunter.
Travis Hunter to go later. They're like, he's not that good at either position. The Jags traded up to take
get,
him,
to get
and
Travis
then
Hunter.
Shador dropped.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Hey,
It
How do you
is
feel
interesting.
about that take at 2?
I was going to talk about that. Travis Hunter, to me, listen, he is the best athlete that I didn't seen in a long time. I've seen this guy play in college, play like 120 something plays.
Yeah.
I'm talking about at wide receiver and corner. Those are positions where is sometimes at wide receiver you could take a playoff, but at corner you can't never take no playoff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to play hard.
And that's a hard position. The cornerback position is the
It's
hardest
the
position
hardest position to play.
outside of quarterback.
And I think that's, I mean, I don't know. I think that's where he'll probably get his first look. If I have to guess, I think he's a corner first.
If I had him
Yeah.
on my team, I'm putting him at corner too, because that's a real hard position to play.
Even though it's interesting, one of the first times I ever saw, that like soft football helmet that they play where it's like I feel like I never watched flag football. It wasn't that competitive. And then all of a sudden, like you see these high school guys that got like the soft top helmet playing like flag.
Yeah.
And that was the first player I would see highlights on. I'm like, damn, who was that?
Yeah.
And it was Travis Hunter back in the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just always one of the first athletes I saw do something different like that. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah. I think him going to the Jaguars, they was talking about now he's going to be the face of the program. And now that they have the quarterback they got, I keep forgetting Trevor Lawrence, they said that that's going to take a lot of the pressure off of him, and that's going to because now we got Trevor Lawrence, we got
Brian Robinson Jr.
Yeah,
great receiver. What's that? They got an interesting.
Got Travis Etienne, that running back. And they got Tank Bigsby.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was a good pick for them at the end of the day. That was a really good pick.
I
like that.
I think that was a real good pick. But how do you guys feel about the pick that Detroit got? So they got what's his name?
Tyreek Williams.
Honestly,
from
I think
Ohio State.
They don't really have a lot of holes in their team, and I think the D line is somewhere they're obviously paying money for people at the end of the year. What's his name from Cleveland to come over?
Right.
That was really somewhere they needed was that interior defensive line. So I think that's a smart pick. It's not a sexy pick. It's not like but I think that's a smart pick.
I wanted edge rusher. Like I wanted somebody to go after the quarterback.
Right.
Like the guy from Penn State, but we weren't gonna get him.
You weren't gonna get our Duke Carter.
We weren't. That's the ideal scenario. We get Abdul Carter.
Y'all definitely not getting him.
No, that wasn't.
Yeah. You have to real trade up to get him.
But someone of that
caliber,
that type of player. But from what I'm hearing about this D tackle, I'm hearing that he's actually a good talent. So D line, we got a good talent.
And I trust their
D-line.
draft room. I do. I mean, the proof is in the last 5 years.
I trust Brad Holmes and what he's doing. Like I know he's got a plan. He'll figure that out. So
yeah.
And I think it's the same lines. I think they obviously had to cut some coaching departures, and I think that's what happens. You got a good team, but it's the same to me. Like the thing about Detroit is I think the culture is in the city.
So you guys, y'all still riding the Detroit Lions wave, huh?
Of course.
Of
course. What do you mean?
Yeah. Hey.
Super Bowl or bust. It's a Super Bowl or bust year.
I would
for the Lions. Like we will be back. We have our players that we have returning. We have like our head coach returning. All the important pieces on the team will be back and hopefully, prayerfully healthy, and we're gonna be back right in the mix.
That
right
NFC
in the mix.
Championship game. If the Lions had a healthy team, I think they'd beat Washington, and that would have been a crazy, crazy NFC Championship. I'm not saying they beat the Eagles, but it would have been nice to see what that looked like. A healthy Lions.
It would have been. Like I said,
you can't have your best player out. And another 10. I know we've talked about it before, but you can't have your best player.
8 starters on your defense.
Yeah. I understand that, and I do feel like because all of their defensive players were out, that really messed them up a lot. But even with them being healthy, with the defensive coach being gone, the offensive coordinator being gone, you guys think that's the same team?
I think it's the same team. Like I said, I think the spirit of Detroit is in Detroit, whether or not the coordinators are there or not.
Right.
Is it the same team? No, it's a little different because there's different coordinators. But at the end of the day, the core people are still there. Like Brad Holmes is still there. Dan Campbell is still there. The players that are going to be on the field playing
Right.
are still there. So it's
Right.
like, I'll take the offensive coordinator position. That's
You-
a good
you-
offense to run.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
come on.
Yeah, I seen Jamar Gibbs yesterday. He was at the
The game,
he
the
was at
Pistons
the
game.
Pistons
Yeah,
game.
yeah. The crowd went wild when they saw him.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Have you guys? I want to change topics for a quick second. First I want to give a shout out to my man George and my man James from Out the Mud for putting me on, making me able to do this. I want you guys to call in at 248-820-5053. What do you have you guys heard about the Shannon Sharp situation?
Yeah, I have.
Oh man.
That's
Oh man.
another terrible situation for a black man, for him to have just signed $100 million deal. $100 million.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks after that, somebody come out with I want half of your money. That's insane. But it's also crazy for him to be in that situation because, like, for me, um I can't judge nobody in their relationships, but for a 56-year-old man to be messing around with a 19-year-old girl, I think
I think
that's
you can judge that a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a little.
Yeah,
it,
you
it,
gotta be smarter than that.
That's
You gotta be way smarter than that. At the very least, you gotta be smarter. But I think it's weird, probably a little morally wrong. But I just have no sympathy when you like he tries to do all the things with the NDA, receiving consent, do it the right way, but you're still stupid enough to put yourself in a position. It reminds me of the Mel Tucker situation where it's
oh,
like,
I hate
yeah.
stop
I
being. Why are you so dumb?
Yeah.
Like, of
Yeah.
course,
It's the same
of
thing.
course, you're
It's the
being
same.
like,
Yeah.
why even entertain any type of relationship
none,
where you
none,
have too much to
none,
lose?
none.
Like, and I'm sure
You have too much to lose.
he has opportunities to like actually be in a relationship with a real
For
adult. Like, so why are
absolutely.
you? Yeah, it's a topic that it's like you made a very stupid decision. So
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of the amount of money that the girl is after, like it
You-
is what
you-
it
Clearly,
is.
clearly, it's a money grab. But
It's
I mean,
yeah,
Clearly
come
a
on.
money grab.
but it's
Clearly, put yourself in that position. What are
exactly
you doing?
exactly. So
Yeah, I do think that you got to be a lot smarter than that. I like I always said, if I was had $100 million or was rich like that, there would be so many people in between me before you got to me. You know what I'm saying? You would never be able to get to my inner circle because anytime you needed to say something, talk to this person, talk to this person, they'll
Mhm.
get to me. I wouldn't even be entertaining this stuff. Just like he said,
yeah,
it-
he
it-
shouldn't have entertained it.
he's adult enough to know that you at 56, 57 years old, I don't know what you could be thinking about, what you could be talking about. I don't know anything that
Yeah,
I don't know anything that you could do. And they say you got kids older than that, so you definitely can't do that, man.
yeah.
James, have you been hearing anything about that Shannon Sharp situation?
Yeah, I heard and saw stuff on TikTok.
What you think
Yeah,
about that?
I mean,
I
I don't know. I think it
It's a
was
tough
it
one.
was wrong. I mean, but at the same time, he be on there talking so jazzy. I watch a lot of TikTok
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
in the evenings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't watch it all day, so I'm kind of addicted to it. But I saw him on there talking about, and he funny, him and Ocho.
yeah.
Him and
Ocho,
I'm
definitely.
gonna
got
date
his
my
back.
wage.
I
I ain't
love-
gonna date
I-
my age.
Did you hear what he said? That
He said that, so
he
like,
he was
so he's got this mentality. He feel like he can have because he got the money.
he can do what he want
He
to do.
can have anyone he want because he has enough money to afford them.
Yeah.
if they moral compass and money compass is fucked up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with that being said, it's wrong, but he already had that mentality. Like, I can have who I want. So if I want somebody that's young,
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna have him.
But young
But
for a
that's just the way-
56-year-old
But
is
that's
30,
yeah,
right?
that's
Yeah, you get. I mean, yeah,
that's going on a little.
Yeah,
you're towing that line
Yeah.
way too tight.
Yeah, and I heard some of the conversations that him and the girl was having, and it was just stupid. Like some of the stuff she was saying, and some of the conversations they was having, is like, man, are you crazy? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Like it was just
We'll see what happens
it was
with that
just
situation.
yeah. It was just
I
really
will say that so the draft is the second round is on.
Right.
So the first 5 picks in the second round: Cleveland, the Texans, the Titans, Cleveland again, and then the Raiders.
right.
Do you think Shador could get picked up in those first 5?
I feel like if Shador doesn't get picked by the Raiders at, you said 29,
5 in the so second round is Cleveland, Texans, Tennessee, Cleveland again, and then
if
the
I
Raiders.
feel
So
like
5.
if he doesn't get picked at,
Texans and Tennessee's not
29?
taking him. Texans got their quarterback. Tennessee's just drafted.
he's
one.
going to
Okay, so the
drop
first
down
two
to 80.
the first
And
2
I
picks
think-
are in. So the first pick,
If he gets picked by Cleveland, it's a death sentence.
that'd be tough. Well, the Cleveland picked a linebacker up with the first pick of the second round, and then
If Cleveland got a quarterback, they could go deep. I don't know.
They're still
I
Cleveland,
would be
Cleveland. Who is Cleveland's quarterback?
it was Deshaun Watson, but
Yeah, but
now
he's-
it's
I don't know. Who
Hey,
it is.
maybe Cleveland takes
Browns,
him.
my man James Winston.
Oh, Winston did go
famous
there.
Jameis.
Hey, so they might
Crab Boil King.
famous Jameis.
they might end up taking
Well, looks like the Titans are on the clock now,
a quarterback.
so I doubt the Titans will pick him up. But maybe
No,
maybe
the Titans just got
Cam Ward.
yeah, they just
Cam Ward,
they,
yeah,
they
yeah.
definitely.
What do you
not
guys
taking
think of Cam Ward? Is he the overall number one?
No.
I mean, I think if the Titans needed a quarterback, I think talent-wise, Shador maybe had the most upside. But Cam Ward, I think it's a safe pick if you need a quarterback. Like what? Why
Yeah.
not?
I haven't seen enough. I know he transferred, I think, from Boise State or something like that. He transferred in to there, and he only played 1 year, so I haven't seen enough film on him to
On
really think.
Cam Ward?
I think he took a Miami team that was nobody to made him somebody. They're a top 10 team for a long time. He's ultra confident and comfortable in the pocket. He's got a huge
He's got a
arm,
very strong arm.
but he
yeah.
reminds me of a lot of guys that had the intangibles and busted. That just didn't do
like
anything.
Jamarcus
I
Russell.
tell you
Yeah.
what, I don't like him.
You don't like
I'm
him?
gonna tell you why I don't like him.
Why you don't like him?
I had $900 on there when they played Georgia Tech.
Oh,
And
man.
I
What?
lost it, so I do not like Cam Ward.
Oh.
Hey,
I didn't
this
take
is-
the cash out because I was thinking he was going, and he tried at the end to bring him back. That
Oh,
Georgia
yeah.
Tech game. Oh, I was sick about it. I ain't gonna never
what
forget
game
Cam
was
Ward.
that? That was an ACC game.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah, this
yeah,
man,
he lost,
it's
and they
the-
was undefeated. That was their first loss, and so I had 900 on them,
Uh,
straight out money line.
oh dang,
Dang, yeah.
dang,
That's
I ain't
how-
fucking-
that's crazy.
we all need that reminder to stay off
Yeah.
of,
yeah,
sports.
stay off of
yeah,
FanDuel.
yeah.
Stay off of
FanDuel.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey,
No parlays, no plays. Just put
so
it down.
so
Hey, Cam, you hear this? I need that dye back.
900.
hey, so I know you guys are Detroit fans. I know you guys have been watching the Detroit series and
Pistons.
the Pistons. You went
Yeah.
to the game yesterday.
Yeah.
How you guys feel about the Pistons? You think they have a chance against New York?
Absolutely. I mean, they just before last night, they just went into Madison Square Garden and beat them.
Right.
Um,
And they beat them bad.
yeah.
They beat 'em
So
bad.
the thing about last night. So first of all, if you guys get a chance to go to a LCA game in the playoffs, it's crazy. Like the fans were saying F you Brunson, like so loud to the point to where security was like, guys, you can't do this.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like
Yeah.
every 3-pointer that was hit, every dunk that was hit,
Yeah. Oh, hey,
it was crazy.
that was listen. I've been watching that series, and that series have brought me back to liking basketball because
Yeah.
basketball just got crazy to me, like shooting all the threes, like more 3-pointers than 2-pointers. They not no defense. It was like I just couldn't take it.
Yeah.
But this Detroit New York series, I've been watching the games, and it's real basketball. It's real plays.
Yeah.
It's real defense. They're rebounding everything. So I think that Detroit is a good team. They have Cummings and Cunningham.
Cade Cunningham.
Cade Cunningham.
Motorcade.
Wow.
Motorcade,
Hey,
get
The
it right.
disrespect.
The disrespect to Motorcade.
Cummings.
Come on, man. That's a top guard in the league.
Hey, listen,
Cade,
I'ma
Hey,
just say
love-
this.
Cunningham.
They love him. I don't he's
He's an all-star. That's
He's an
what he
all-star. Yeah.
is he
And
an
he's gonna be
all-star?
He was
He
an
is.
all-star.
and he's soon to be a superstar.
He
Like he's
Made
still
the
did he
young
make the
kid.
All-Star
He
team
made
this
the
year?
all-star
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Averaging over 25 a game. I
Yeah.
mean,
his game, maybe his frame reminds me of Tayshaun, but
yeah.
of Tayshaun Prince, his frame do, but Tayshaun was a little bit. Tayshaun played defense and rebounded a little bit more.
he's a little
He,
longer.
he rebounds too. Like he's I told you the other day on the phone, it's respectable hoops. Like he's just out there getting buckets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's not trying to do
he's a
no-
baller.
yeah,
no, like,
yeah.
He's a go get a
fancy
bucket guy.
buckets.
That's
Yeah.
it. He go get a bucket.
Yeah, however I need to go get it.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, I, you guys are really high on him. Are they going to win another game?
Absolutely.
course.
They're gonna win tomorrow.
Detroit
Sunday.
again. The
Yeah.
thing that Detroit has that some of these teams like New York has is the fact that they are Detroit. They are like the spirit.
The fact that they are.
Let me talk,
okay,
brother.
yeah.
Like who? Carl Anthony Towns. Like these,
That's an all-star.
that's an all-star that's soft and weak, and I wouldn't build a team around.
He
Some of
scored
these-
31 points yesterday.
I can't imagine a New York team being someone I'd be worried to play against. I think Detroit is young, hungry, has rising stars that can go out and compete any night. Are they that team that you know as a winner yet? No, because it's Detroit. But they're reframing that. And I think, again, that edge, that grittiness that just is Detroit is what that team is bringing to the series and what makes it fun to watch.
Right.
So I just think, of course, they can win, and they will win another game.
So I'm gonna tell you the thing about the game yesterday. I'm gonna tell you tell me what happened. The Pistons lost by 2 points.
2 points.
Lost by 2 points.
And they was battling the whole time. That game was like down to the second. They were battling. So that was a good game.
and two of their biggest contributors, Tobias Harris had
came off
5. He had 2 points until like he got a garbage 3.
Yeah.
He's not gonna play like that again.
Listen,
Tobias-
he's got to score 20 or 25 for them to have a chance.
He scored 5 and they lost by 2. And then another player, Jalen, that I was telling you about on the way here, that I was telling you about, our 3-point shooter.
The guy that came off
I know you're
our,
talking about.
our 6th man. He's a
Yes,
big reason why
yes.
we're even here.
Listen,
and he was bricking shots left and right.
he was making a lot of shots. He
Bricking
was
shots left. I think I saw him make 1 3.
No, he was the reason why you guys, other than
No, you think about Tim Hardaway. So Tim Hardaway.
no, not Tim Hardaway.
Is the reason why we were in the game in the first half.
You think so?
So first half, we went into the halftime down 16. Tim Hardaway had 5 threes in the first half. So if he didn't hit them threes in the first half, we probably would have went down 25 going into the second half.
Right.
So he kept us in the game until second half. We came in the third quarter and got the lead down to like 6 or 7, and then they go back up 10, and we got it back down to 3. Then they go
Right.
back, and we just could not get a lead. But
Yeah, and I love Jalen Brunson. I think he's one of those stories that you love to see. You love to see. He's balling. He's hooping. He's someone who was a 6 man and now he's an all-star. But I think being on the other side watching, It reminds me of like he plays like a James Harden, where I just don't like his style of play as
Yeah,
much.
no.
He's
What?
trying to draw the foul.
It's the same
It's
thing.
it's
It's the
just
same thing.
I don't I think
He
it's a lot
plays
of baiting.
tough. He
Uh,
does.
If you
He's
watch
probably-
him, he's like flailing around and throwing his neck back and like just like trying to
He's
draw a
playing the role.
foul.
Yeah, he's
like,
playing the role. But
that's why I don't like the NBA. It's because everybody's trying to get a call and try to get to the foul line and like trying to flop.
yeah,
Like just go out there and hoop, play through the contact.
yeah,
Like,
and let the refs call the call.
yeah, but I mean they got a talented team. I think Sunday will be a Detroit win. I think it'll be 2-2. I don't think it'll be a good series.
Hey, we're gonna have to see. I'm pulling for Detroit. Detroit hasn't won a home playoff game since 2008. I think they said.
It's been a long time.
It's
yeah.
So I was pulling from them yesterday. But I think so. So
Cleveland just took an Ohio State guy. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised. Judkins
Judkins, that's
It's a good pick.
That is a good pick.
Yeah.
stays home in the city.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Mhm.
Or
yeah,
the state.
Ohio State. We now that you talk about Ohio State, we got our boy Josh Simmons from Ohio State. It was a outside tackle, and I think
Who's we? Who got him?
the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, you
yeah.
said we. I was like,
Yeah.
who's
Yeah. You
Okay.
guys, when y'all say we, they mean the Detroit Lions. I'm not a Lions fan. They just became Lions fans,
Yeah.
just to let you know. But
That's not true.
yeah,
That's not true.
I think my team, I think Kansas City, I respect that pick. We're gonna do a lot of other things. I'm trying to see right now. The Raiders are on the clock for
Shador.
for their pick, and I'm trying to see if Shador is. I'm glad we got this podcast during the draft because I'm trying to see what if Shador doesn't go to the Raiders at this
Who wants him?
at
They're
number
on the
5.
Clock. They're on the clock now.
He's going to drop to 3rd or 4th
Oh,
round.
They just traded the pick. The Raiders trade with the Dolphins.
Ooh.
So the Dolphins are on the clock now.
And the Dolphins
just
Tua-
traded up.
Tua is not necessarily the healthiest guy. Who knows what Tua could be thinking in the.
hey,
Sure.
if he
Yeah, he's
Oh,
one hit away from being done for life.
listen,
Yeah.
he's going to have
Who knows what his offseason
problems.
looked like? He
He's
coulda-
in his later life, Tua is going to have Muhammad Ali type problems. You know what I'm saying? Them concussions, and I understand that it's crazy because if I was in this situation, I would do the same thing. I would keep playing until I couldn't play no more because my family is dependent on me to do this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame Tua for continuing to play, but
right.
I that would be crazy if they pick.
I wonder who they really asked.
Right.
Might be
Interesting.
Shador to trade up like
Yeah, if the Dolphins traded
Yeah.
up right now, they must be after somebody.
Oh, that would be that would be that would be nah. They didn't have to because he wasn't supposed to be there.
Did the Saints pick up a quarterback? Or
I think the Saints
did
did end up picking up a quarterback. No, they didn't pick a quarterback in their
not in the draft, but I'm curious who their starter. Well, is it David Carr still? I'm assuming.
Derek Carr, yeah.
Derek
yeah.
Carr.
Derek Carr.
Not a bad quarterback. It's a tough spot to be in. I don't know you necessarily draft a quarterback.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna see. We're gonna see if Miami takes Shador. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna end up taking Shador. That would be an okay spot for him to land.
It wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, it's not a bad place. Someone that you don't anticipate starting immediately.
Right. And he got some weapons. They got a good Miami's Miami's a straight team.
Yeah, no, they didn't get him.
Who did Miami get?
Looks like offensive lineman.
Hey, listen.
They got a guard from Arizona.
Oh my God.
They traded up. Miami traded up to get guard from Arizona, Jonah something.
Hey, that's crazy. I feel terrible for him.
Yeah, because he's going to drop even further now because the Bears are up. Then it's the Saints.
No other teams need. Listen, if you needed a quarterback in the draft, you already got him.
Yeah.
Who's
You
Who's the quarterback for the Jets?
That's a good question.
Because it's not Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers.
yeah.
He could be a Jet.
They're picking after, so it's the Bears, Saints, Bears again, and then the Jets. So the Jets could be right there to pick up Shador, but because I don't know
Has Aaron Rodgers officially left?
He's
I
Aaron
don't
Rodgers
know
have
what his situation
he's
is right now.
Aaron Rodgers is not there.
Yeah, I think he's done in New York.
I
Regardless,
he's definitely done in New York, but he was talking to Pittsburgh.
He was,
he
yeah.
he was talking to Pittsburgh to see how that was going to work out, but I don't think he's going to go to Pittsburgh when you got Justin Fields and Russell
Yeah.
Wilson. You got to that's three.
Confusing
who
quarterback.
Yeah.
room.
who knows where Aaron Rodgers is going to go? But
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be in New York.
I don't think he should be in the league.
I don't
honestly.
think he might not be in the league either.
He should have
After
retired
Let
on
him
top, but
go.
it's all right though.
Yeah, after this one, I'm not.
He
I'm
can't
not
keep
sure.
destroying teams.
Yeah, that's crazy. What?
Let him go.
I know we're talking about the draft now, but let me ask y'all: do y'all think that the Lakers have what it takes to take the West with Luca?
I don't believe it.
You don't think that? You don't think the Lakers got it?
Minnesota gonna put them out. It's a game 7, Minnesota.
The Timberwolves.
Yeah, that's
Timberwolves in 7.
that's
said it.
what
I
They-
think that's a great series. I think that's a great series.
Hey.
Timberwolves in 7.
Hey, this.
I mean, the Wolves are.
Have you guys been watching the OKC? The
I haven't watched
OKC
any of those games.
No,
versus the Clippers?
Clippers are putting up a fight.
I think
Hey,
the
look.
Clippers. I think the Clippers just actually went up on the series.
That's been a good series too. You got you got old boy from the Thunder.
Shea SGA.
You got SGA, and he's I wasn't up on him like that, but the old boy can ball.
Yeah, man.
He was in the MVP race.
He's been in the MVP race for the past couple of years.
He might be
he's a real deal.
the face of the league in a minute. But I think my man from Minnesota, the Timberwolves, I forgot his name. Man, that's crazy. He's been Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
so. Listen, is Anthony Edwards better than SGA?
I don't think so. The reason I say no is because
No, you said no.
I think SGA is better than Ant because Ant hasn't really been considered to be an MVP yet. Like he hasn't been in the MVP race as much as SGA has been. Like
What?
SGA
That's
SGA in the last like 2 seasons has been top 3 MVP voting. But when have we considered Ant
I thought
to be a
Ant,
top?
I thought he was Ant was in the top 5.
I think Anthony Edwards is just as good, if not better. It's tough though. They're both so good. I do think it it raises an interesting question just for the NBA. You said like the face of the league.
Right.
LeBron will be gone soon, and then who is the face? I feel like Luka in this. It's interesting. You got these guys that aren't these. You don't have a Kobe
Flashy.
or a Jordan or a
Yeah.
LeBron. You got
Yeah.
it's a different style of basketball.
Luka going
We trying to see right now who's going to be the next pick in the draft and what's happening.
So okay, before we get to the pick,
Right.
do you think so you think the Lakers are going to get bounced this first round?
No, I think the Lakers,
Cuz they're playing the Timberwolves.
yeah.
Timberwolves were in the finals a couple of years ago. Timberwolves aren't weak. I think that's a great series.
I think the Lakers end up and this might be a stretch, but I think the Lakers are going to win the West.
Wow. You went from them getting bounced by
No, I didn't
Edwards
say they would
to they're
get
gonna
bounced.
win
I
the
didn't say they
West.
would get bounced. I said, how do you feel about them playing them? You know what I'm saying?
9:30, 1-1.
Yeah,
I'm taking it at 7.
Well,
Are
you
you
said
taking
Timberwolves
Timberwolves
in 7.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah,
go
wow.
game 7. They're gonna win.
Wow.
Listen,
I'm
It's
definitely
1-1
if it
now.
if it goes to games, 7 games, no, they're not.
I think the Lakers win in 6.
the
That's my
Lakers win.
prediction.
If they go to
That's-
7, the Lakers win.
Okay,
the
Timberwolves win in 6 then.
The
Timberwolves is gonna beat them. That's what I'm sitting there trying to tell you.
hey, that's going.
You-
That's
Yeah,
That's-
I mean,
I'm gonna be watching that game close tonight because that game and the Detroit game has been the best series that I didn't see.
Yeah.
It has made me real interested in basketball.
Right.
Now.
man, that game, I was, me and Jalen were looking at tickets for Sunday, like on the way up here. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll go again. Like,
Yeah.
just that's how fun and just like crazy the atmosphere
It was
in
a crazy
LCA.
crazy
Yeah,
atmosphere.
man. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
When I talked to you, I thought you was having fun, but at the end of the game, I was laying down watching it. I was like, my son walking out of that game mad right now.
I was stressed the whole fourth quarter
Yeah.
because we just couldn't. The whole fourth quarter, we couldn't like get a lead, and I'm like, dang, we get within 3, and then we'll go down 10, and then we'll get within a couple, and it's like,
Yeah.
man,
That was
y'all playing with
Bronson.
my emotions.
That was Bronson.
that was just
that was Jalen Brunson up there.
that was we shot ourselves in the foot. Cade had a couple turnovers. Like Cade went, I saw a stat. He went 10 for 25 from the field. So not only did our
That's
best player
40%.
10 for
So-
25, that's not a good
No.
shooting percentage.
Almost 40.
And then you have Malik Beasley going 2 for like 15 from
Yeah,
three. Like
yeah.
Beasley was breaking the whole game.
I think
And we only lose by 2.
what's his name? The number 2 player, Tobias Harris.
Tobias, yeah. He's
Oh my God. He was out there. To me, he was out there just bullying people. He was trying to get into like every fight that happened. I seen him standing like right in the middle. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
you gotta do something better than that.
Yeah,
I
he-
like you, big
That's
homie.
Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah, I like you, big homie. But come on, man.
They're holding Isaiah Stewart back.
And Isaiah Stewart didn't play. So Isaiah
That's
Stewart
right.
is their big like presence in the paint.
Yeah,
Like their defender that could hold Cat
Why
down
didn't
a
he
little
play?
bit.
That's right.
I think he was hurt. I think he's got an injury. But,
yeah. So yeah, it's crazy. Shador didn't go to the
no.
Raiders. So I it's crazy, my man. Like you say, like I think him not going to the Raiders at 29 or 30, I'm talking about now you talking about 80 or 90, him getting picked. So that's why I said that I don't know if you could say, hey, you know what? I'm
You
going,
never know. But again, the Jets are up in a few picks, and the Jets don't have a quarterback. Like who's gonna be their?
Yeah.
Why not?
but do you see but
Why not?
I'm gonna tell you why not.
I would.
Cause
Somebody put him on a certain list.
no, he just he for
I
me
think
the
that
Jets
it
would be
goes
a
back-
bad
it goes-
fit for him.
It goes back to the first question of the show. Why is Deion Sanders? It has to do with who he is and where he comes from.
I don't know.
Because
I
if
think
you
that
look
might
at
be a
the-
part.
The
That might
It
be
has
curse
to
of
be.
Sanders.
Huh?
The curse of Sanders.
It's got to be like, I'm sorry, if I'm a head coach and a GM, I don't want Deion Sanders in my ear telling me how I should play his son.
But I
Right.
think this is the thing though.
Yeah.
If you're a head coach and a GM, like then you have that conversation with
Yeah.
Shador. You have this conversation with Shador and Deion. I'm
Deion,
thinking
yeah.
about bringing you onto my organization. This is a big investment.
How do you think
This
Deion handled that conversation? We don't really know.
I don't know. I think he handled it respectfully. I think he's just he's an
I don't
outspoken
know,
guy.
man. I don't know.
I don't think Deion is gonna like hurt
Trying
his
to come
son's
to lead
future.
with him.
Yeah, oh,
He tried
He-
to bounce from here to here.
listen, he's at every game. if I'm not Deion Sanders, if my son went to the league, I'm at
He
every
wants
game.
to be on the sideline.
Yeah,
with the headset.
on the side. I would
think-
be on the sideline. I might not
He said
wouldn't
with
have a headset. I might not have a headset, but yeah,
That's,
yeah.
that's just
yeah.
what y'all think. We don't know that for sure.
Listen,
We know he's involved in his son's life, which is great, but I don't know how much he wants to be involved in this pro team. Like he's not gonna be on the sideline.
listen. I'm a father. If my sons
You ain't
went
gonna be on no
to the
sideline
league,
nowhere.
I'm on the sideline. I don't know if I'm gonna have a headset, but everybody in the world would know who I was.
He's gonna
Ju- yeah, yeah.
gonna get kicked out of the game.
You remind me of Patrick Mahomes' daddy.
or you gonna have to put me in a suite by myself.
What?
Yeah, you got to put me somewhere. Maybe lock me in a room because I couldn't be on the sideline. I couldn't because I'd be running.
They wouldn't let you on the
They
sideline.
wouldn't. They wouldn't be let me because I'd be
This
running
may-
down the thing with them and tripping people.
It's funny just watching the draft. This makes me already think of like fantasy football and how much like some of the rookies played a
Yeah,
factor. And right now you're like, who are these guys? But in 3 months after all the camps and all the summer, you're gonna
and they
hear all
start
these
balling.
like,
Yeah,
oh, this guy's having a great camp. He's moving up. He's gonna start.
yeah.
Oh, this is a new number one.
So I heard an interesting take about Ashton Genty.
Mhm.
So Ashton Genty obviously is
running
the
back.
number one running back
From
in
Boise.
the
Yeah.
league, and a great talent. But they were like, okay,
Where did
he got
end up
drafted
going?
to the Raiders. So you get drafted to an organization without a good offensive line. What's going to happen? And
They're gonna lean on him.
They compared him to Saquon. Saquon got drafted to New York.
Right.
Amazing talented running back
Right.
with no offensive line. Like that's not really the recipe that you want for your organization. You want to bring in this
Right.
great talented running back,
With
but you
a
don't
good-
have an offensive line
Right.
Right.
that can even run the ball.
Right. That's
yeah.
So it's like
All of a
Ashton
sudden, Saquon goes to the Eagles and he's jumping over
Right.
people.
right, and he's the best running back in the league. But
Yeah, that's crazy. This is crazy how this draft is going. Is
What a
I
cool
Bears got
experience.
another receiver.
hey,
Good
listen,
for them.
the Bears got these. They're not gonna like the Bears, or they're not gonna like the Jets because the Jets got your defensive coordinator, and Chicago got your offensive
Oh,
coordinator.
I'm
You know, I
I'm
hope
not a hater.
I'm
I-
not
I
a
hope
big
they do
fan
well.
Of who?
of Ben Johnson. Like I think, and I told you this of just how
That's
his
the, oh, boy,
departure.
going to the Jets.
No, to the Bears. His departure just didn't seem right to me. Just how he handled that situation, and no, I Ben
Come on.
it just didn't sit right with
listen,
me.
listen, listen,
No,
listen.
no, how he did that.
Listen, he could have went 2 years ago. He just went to the. He
Yeah,
could have went
he
2
coulda.
years ago. He could have
That
went
doesn't mean anything. Like
that. He came back. He
Good for
came
him.
back
good for him.
Try to
for
get a ring.
Detroit.
Good for him.
He came back for Detroit.
Or maybe his resume. Maybe he saw an opportunity to get a ring
Maybe
as an offensive coordinator.
maybe that, but I feel like he was the loyalist to because he would have been
He's gone.
he would have been in a better situation. I mean,
He was in
the
Chicago.
Bears.
He was in Chicago the day after they lost.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
come on, man.
yes. What do you want me to do? You want me to sit there and be like, "Oh, well, we lost"? No, I'm on.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
you
as
gotta move on.
we're going for a Super Bowl ring, you have your head offensive coordinator interviewing for other jobs and pursuing other jobs while we are literally in the biggest.
I don't
the
like
biggest,
how that was.
the biggest moment in Lions history. You came back to win a Super Bowl. Why are you interviewing for all these other jobs and pursuing all these other? You can do that after the
Yeah.
season.
People
Well,
are already gonna
well,
take
And
it.
then as soon as we leave, the day after, like, yeah, and
Well,
and then
because
some of
that's
the
how
things he
that's
said,
that's how the NFL works. I was
some of the things
listening
he
to
said
it.
about
It's
Jared
a
Goff
straight,
too. Like,
it was
man,
a straight.
He
It's
had
a
something
business.
to say about Jared Goff.
What?
yeah, he did. He said something about now I have a quarterback that can move or something like that. Or he
That's
just-
more mobile.
I think I don't have the exact quote, but how he said it was disrespectful.
Mm.
He was, yeah. So
Garrett,
Ben Johnson,
Jared Goff
he can
is
go kick some
not
rocks.
a good quarterback.
Trying
Yes,
to
he
find a
is.
different way to say it without saying it. I don't like him. He's not good.
I
That's
just don't
it.
like him. That's what you wanted to say.
He's
Yes,
not
he is a
good.
good quarterback.
He's
Yes,
not.
yes, he is. Are you
not.
kidding me?
He's not mobile. Like he said, he can't. If he gets outside of the pocket, he's done.
There you go.
He's
That
look.
might be it.
Hey. We trying to see. We trying to see if he mad too.
But you're not going to disrespect Jared Goff like that.
Jared Goff.
Jared
Listen,
Goff, that you going to I can get he's not a mobile quarterback. He can't move like that. But like the whole first half of the season,
let's see.
he was in the MVP discussion.
Only for people in Detroit.
No, in the NFL.
He was never.
He was in the MVP discussion.
Jared Goff was never in the MVP.
Yes, he was. You
in
must,
what games?
You must not remember.
I don't remember.
He had stats better than almost anybody.
He went like historic numbers and without a missed pass. So I think he definitely had a really good start to the season.
And we about to see if he gonna go to the Saints. Listen.
Oh, wow.
What the pick's already in?
Yeah.
Let's see.
What
happened.
No,
let's see what happened. They don't even need no quarterback. They going out to cornerback, wide receivers, and edge.
Did they trade back?
Do you want me to tell you guys?
Yeah,
what happened?
just say it.
So the Saints, they have a new quarterback.
Uh-oh.
They selected Louisville's Tyler Show.
Whoa!
They passed on
Whoa.
Shador to get Louisville.
Whoa! That's crazy.
It's something going on.
It might be the Dion. It might be the Dion effect.
I tried to tell you.
That's crazy.
You have to ask.
They did not pick him. That's crazy.
We're talking about all these things outside of his play as a good thing, and I don't think it is. I think think all these organizations see it as baggage.
Wow.
Why do you want a multimillionaire that has a Hall of Fame dad that's over involved?
Most of these like privileged kids that like become quarterbacks and are good, like they probably come from money, but like not like Dion. But just because my quarterback has money, like go out there and win games.
That's what I was saying.
Go out there and win games. Like
it's different to come from
matter.
a comfortable family, from coming from you are a multimillionaire person yourself. You're good no matter what.
Listen,
you have a
just because. Okay, go.
Archie gonna go with no problem.
What's that?
Archie Manning gonna go with no problem.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's another
no problem.
1,000%. You're right, and I do think there's more to that than just him being Dion. Obviously, it's Dion.
To me right now. To me right now,
100%. You can't be that outspoken and be black. You just can't.
But listen, if I'm a GM and I need to win games and I need to put people in the seats, and this is the most talented.
You're a 30-year-old black man.
This is the most talented
These
quarterback.
Are 80-year-old white men.
But no, even if you think like them,
they don't want to see that. They got all this. They don't want to see that.
Man, it's black quarterbacks in the league.
They want to see hut. You know, they don't want to see.
It's black quarterbacks in the league. We've got black quarterbacks.
So is it?
We have black quarterbacks.
Is it down to
we have black quarterbacks.
How many people would want to just think of the fan bases? How many people want to see Lamar be their quarterback? There's a lot of people that just don't like Lamar because of who he is. You're thinking from your perspective and the people you're around. There's a lot of people that just don't like him because he's him. Period.
Because he's black.
Because of how he plays and how he looks. And there are owners and coaches that just don't like him because how he looks and how he plays.
So they let Eli get away with, I'm not going to that team. They let him get away with that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because we were just talking about Dion being hands-on with his dad.
With his son.
That's with his son. Listen, that's the first time. Have you ever heard of that before? Where I think Eli did get picked and his dad was like, "No, we ain't going there," or something like that.
No, I didn't know that happened.
And I think it was
the Colts or something.
Like,
something.
I'm not going.
Yeah,
that's crazy. This
and still got picked.
Yeah, man, I don't care about all the extra stuff. It's like, listen, are you going to be focused on football? Are you going to be focused on this team? Are you going to help us win games?
Definitely ain't going to
Like,
the big.
But
come on, man.
let's
Like
ask
that
players like
Louisville quarterback
Antonio
is not better than
Brown,
Shador.
are
Like,
players
come on,
like
dog.
Antonio
No.
Brown who are flashy also part of the reason why they don't want flashy players?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people that just want you to be, you know,
Controllable.
a stand up, button up.
Abdul
do what you
Carter,
say,
right,
you
Abdul
know,
Abdul Carter,
right,
the
right.
DN from Penn State, who went 3rd overall. He had on one of the biggest chains I've ever
it's
seen.
a draft day chain though.
It's
a draft day.
all
chain.
these kids is flashy.
Shador,
Like,
Shador
all
is
these
literally
kids is
flashing a
flashy.
Yeah, but you
Rolex
don't
after
hear
the
him.
game.
You don't hear him. He showed you in the draft, but you don't hear him
Hey,
saying
and-
that.
And see, this
not
is
all
another
over.
thing.
Deion had a big personality.
You guys got to
Yeah,
realize that
Why wouldn't you want that in your organization?
you-
So many people are gonna come to watch Shador
Tickets.
play.
tickets.
Like, you're gonna sell tickets.
You're gonna sell tickets. You're
People
gonna
gonna-
fill
But
the
they already
the-
rich.
the one
owners is
one
already
thing
rich.
the
Yeah,
one
it's
thing
their-
he's
They
gonna
can
do.
make more. But how
But
much money
if you
do
invest $1 billion into a
Jerry.
football organization, you need to make money. I need to sell jerseys.
That's
You think
insane.
whose jersey going to sell more, Shador or this Louisville
Right.
quarterback nobody's heard of?
Shador's
Shador.
jersey was gonna
Ultimately, again, the- you got
Right.
the Patriots could lose every game and make money, and I guarantee you, Robert Kraft does not want to see Shador Sanders. It'd be hilarious if they draft him. They don't want to see him in his organization. I'm Robert. I got enough
Jalen,
money.
I
don't want to
think-
see him
What?
and Deion dance. They don't want to see that.
I think
you
they're-
really think so? You really
1,000%.
I think
So
there's
you
a
think
couple.
him being black is because
Not
I want to
just-
be
No, that's
clear.
Not, that's
is
not
that
true.
is that what we're saying?
That's
Because
not true.
he's
though.
black.
That's not.
That's
true.
why because I believe that. I do think the good old boys type of that organization and that
Why
ownership-
else? Why else don't people like how he portrays himself?
Because he's flashy.
He's flashy.
outspoken.
right.
He might seem
But do you-
arrogant.
do you
like
think-
he might seem arrogant? Like
And
you might not want
and what
that.
you're talking about, Shador, have you noticed that it has nothing to do with football? We're not talking about his
Nothing.
arm
Yeah.
strength.
That's what
We're
I'm
not
saying.
talking about him
No.
his
But
mobility
I'm
or nothing.
saying, I think it would be a different conversation if it was a Manning or
Nah,
any other
it's like,
flashy.
listen,
You know, there.
Is he coachable outside of his dad? We don't know.
hey man,
So
Is he coachable?
we
outside
got a
of
few
his dad?
comments. We got MC says Jared Goff got a Super Bowl, and then it said why is Shador getting dissed? Something a miss. And
yeah.
it says the NFL Mafia. This is the same person.
Right, like we just was saying, the
And then it said,
good
what
old boys,
team wouldn't want Lamar Jackson? That's
right?
what somebody said, and then it's easy to get blacklisted in the NFL.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I think
There might be a little bit
That's
of getting blacklisted, and,
If
and
he don't-
maybe trying to humble him because he might come off as arrogant to a lot of people. And a lot of people don't like arrogant people, regardless if you're
That's
black, white, or whatever.
insane for someone.
Yeah, there's
But
a lot. There's
there
a
was
lot
the-
of factors that again, NIL. You got all this money. You
Right.
got this. You're very outspoken. Your dad's very outspoken. He wants to be involved. There's so many factors you got to weigh outside of your play.
So let me ask you something. Would you take him at number 5 to lead your organization?
Yes.
Would you
Yes.
take him
if
at
I
number
need if
5?
I need no if I need a quarterback
if you needed a quarterback?
and the quarterbacks that I see and Cam Ward is off the board, absolutely. I don't understand why either one of them other two quarterbacks went before.
you
him.
take him?
To be honest with you, I don't think any quarterback in this draft is that good. I wouldn't take him. But for what's available, sure, I would.
Hey,
I don't-
like Jackson Dart was all right, man. Jackson Dart is a good quarterback.
He played for Ole Miss, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a good quarterback.
Do you
this
think?
year.
Do you think?
I'm
any
not
of
saying
these-
he's better than Shador, but
Mhm.
I wouldn't say he's trash. He's
Hey,
a pretty.
no,
decent
he's a good
He won
quarterback.
some good
Are any-
games.
are
He
any
He
of
won
these-
some. He won some good games.
Are any of
He
these
got an arm,
quarterback
too.
starters in 3 years?
Yeah.
All of them.
I think
Every
what-
single one of them.
I haven't seen-
Louisville.
I don't know.
Hey,
that was
Jackson
a crazy
Dart.
pick to me.
Jackson
I can't
Dart is
believe-
starting.
I could see
Yeah.
Cam Ward out of the
Cam
league in
Cam
3 years.
Cam Ward
He could be.
is starting.
He should be out of the league
What?
this year unless you gave my 9 back.
I mean,
That's
you got to
crazy.
realize how many quarterbacks have been busts. There are gonna be busts.
Yeah.
It's
But I'm saying if you're gonna get a quarterback, get somebody that you know is talented, that has a chance.
Yeah.
Like in
Yeah.
Shador, I feel like you kind of know you're getting a talented quarterback.
Yeah. Hey. Well, look, man, we can't sit here and watch the draft all day. I just gonna end with a note that I really think that this makes no sense for Shador Sanders to still be on the board. At the beginning of the draft, they said it was a 5% chance that he drops lower than the fifth pick. And this guy now, I feel like we talking about 80 or 90 or not even getting drafted.
He'll get drafted eventually.
You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. He got the award for the best quarterback in college football.
Jets pick.
Makes no sense. Let's
Jets is up.
we got a few seconds left.
Let's see if Jets gonna get.
Let me
him,
see
man.
if I'll get
Jet-
a notification.
Yeah, see if you do, because this is a little
The
behind.
The
Yeah, I
Jets
can tell you,
sound
man.
Justin Fields. No, they ain't getting him to a $30 million deal.
Oh, they
nah,
got Justin Fields. Yeah.
nah. Well, hey,
The Jets just got Fields.
yeah,
They
got
signed
Justin
Oh,
Fields.
oh well.
Hey, well, listen. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I want to thank my boy James Mayfield. I want to thank my boy George Out the Mud Inc. Signing off. Peace.